Good morning, I'm Goma Sharma. Let's begin with the top stories. Bomb explosion rocks Janakpur, 4 killed and 22 injured. Consensus among parties on state restructuring and system of governance still elusive. At least 103 people killed and over 100 missing in a boat accident in northeastern Indian state of Assam. And English Premier League takes an exciting turn. Manchester City thumps Man United 1-0. Four people were killed in an explosion in Janakpur's Ramananda Chowk yesterday. 22 others were wounded in the blast. One Vimal Saran was killed on the spot while 3 others died in the hospital. Ranju Jha, Suresh Upadhyay, Chhagaru Mandal died in Janakpur hospital. 2 explosions were caused targeting the Mithila State Struggle Committee sit-in. The group is demanding a separate Mithila state. Some of those injured in the blast were demonstrators. 14 of those injured were brought to Kathmandu for treatment while others were admitted to Janakpur hospital. Janatantrik Tarai Mukti Morcha Rajan group has claimed responsibility for the attack. Police has arrested a man in suspicion of involvement in the attack. Danusha Police Station's SP Purushottam Karel said that they were investigating the incident. On Sunday night as well, a pressure cooker bomb went off in Janakpur's UML party office. The area is the hub of a number of government offices. The Raimadesh Student Liberation Front has owned up the attack. The main parties did not arrive at consensus on state restructuring, system of governance and national consensus government during yesterday's meeting either. The possibilities of voting on the main contentious issues in the parliament have increased, with the parties failing to conquer. The leaders said that they will make final attempts at striking consensus and will vote in the parliament if they still cannot agree. During yesterday's meeting of the parliament, the politicians discussed system of governance and state restructuring as well as a new government. Emerging from the meeting, they said the result of yesterday's discussions were disappointing. They also said that the possibilities of a new constitution was weakening. Maoist, Nepali Congress, UML and Madhesi Morcha held joint and separate meetings. Leaders said that the meeting will continue today as well. The ruling parties have protested the Nepali Congress and UML proposal for change of guards. Ruling parties, the Maoist and Joint Democratic Madhesi Front, have decided not to discuss the agenda of government formation until a basis for constitution drafting is first formed. The decision of the ruling alliance came at the heels of the proposal floated by Nepali Congress for discussion on the government formation along with the disputed issues in the constitution. The meeting of the ruling parties held at Prime Minister's residence yesterday decided to refrain from discussion on government formation, stating that it could eclipse the constitution writing process. The meeting also concluded that formation of a national consensus government in the new future is not possible as the deadline for promulgation of the constitution is nearing. The meeting concluded that as the peace process has already moved forward, the agenda of government formation should be discussed only after conclusion of the constitution drafting process. It said that any proposal that would affect the constitution drafting in any pretext would not be acceptable. Time now for a second public pulse where you can SMS us with your opinion.
Public Pulse brought to you by Ambe Cement, जो बन्ने छ रक्षक हरदम. Pantene, आफै ट्राई गर्नुस्, एक्सपर्ट बन्नुस्. Kanjirova National School, Koteshwar, Kathmandu.
Your question is, how do you take the Maoist Madhesi Front decision not to discuss new government until basis for constitution drafting is formed? The options are: option A, polarization will increase; option B, pressure for constitution drafting; option C, no signs of consensus government. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and text it to 8080 and share your opinion with us. With the days for writing the draft of the Constitution drawing to a close, more and more people have started picketing the Constituent Assembly building to create pressure on the parties. But the people who make a living out of their roadside stalls outside the Constituent Assembly building say they have little hope of getting a new constitution. They say that they have little hope in getting a new constitution and that they are not very optimistic that the leaders will write a new constitution. The roadside vendors in Baneshwar see the leaders every day. They complain that none of the leaders have ever approached them to ask them about their problems. Of late, they are witness to a growing number of people's presence outside the building who come there to create pressure for a new constitution. Yesterday, a group of young people stood outside the building demanding for a new constitution. Security has also been beefed up in the area with the rise of presence of pressure groups outside the Constituent Assembly building. At a time when there is intense discussion going on inside the Constituent Assembly Hall over the disputed issues of the Constitution, we asked the small businessmen in the vicinity of the CA building if they knew what was going inside the CA hall. Before we take a short break, here's a look at what they had to say.
जनमत प्रायोजक नेपाल भरि नै पैसा पठाउन र पाउन सीजी फिङको विश्वसनीयताको अनुभूति वाईवाई ज्ञान ज्योति शिक्षित नेपाली समृद्ध नेपाल स्वस्थ रहन सदैव सीताराम दूध गुड नाइट एडभान्स एक्टिभ प्लस पुश गर्नुहोस् खुशी रहनुहोस् विस्तारिदै छ सीजी विशालिदै छ सीजी सीजी इन्स्पायरिङ लाइफ
के भइरहेछ केही थाहा छैन तिनीहरु आउँछन् आफ्नो कुरा मिलाउँछन् जान्छन् केही गर्ने होइन के
अब त यो विषय त अब हामीलाई त्यति खासै भएन हेर्नुस् अब हाम्रो त व्यापारको सम्बन्धी हुन्छ हेर्नुस् अब त्यो भित्र त के हो अब त्यो त हामीलाई थाहै हुँदैन
खै अब बनाउन लाए जस्तो पनि लाग्छ अगाडि बसेकी छु बन्दैन जस्तो पनि लाग्छ मैले जस्तो देखे त्यस्तै भनी
खै मलाई त त्यो मेरो हिसाबले त लाग्ला जस्तो त छैन खुट्टा तानातान गर्दै ठिक्क छ अनि के संविधान बनाउनु
उनीहरू अब ठुल्ठुला भएपछि अब आफ्नो आफ्नो कुर्सी समातै बसे कि अब उनीहरू चाहिँ आफ्नै ठाउँमा आफ्नै धुनमा होला जस्तो लाग्छ कि मलाई
कुर्सीको बारे हो हुने केही होइन ओइ संविधान हुन्छ भन्छ अब हुने कहिले होइन यही हो
अब हामीहरूले के थाहा अब ठुलो नेताहरूलाई थाहा हुन्छ नि कस्तो हुन्छ कस्तो नहुन्छ
त्यहाँ कुर्सीको खेल गरिरहेछन् त्यहाँ संविधान तिनीहरूले बनाउँदैनन् होइन सरकार गिराउने सरकार बनाउने आफ्नो मन्त्रीमण्डल भाग लाउने अनि आफ्नो पार्टीलाई आय स्रोत गर्ने कमाउने यही नै भइरहेछ
Reliance Cement, Tourism Development Bank, Kavya School, New Baneshwar, in association with upcoming news.
Welcome back. The Matsunaga Eye Hospital, which was established 5 years ago with the support of Ryukai, will finally get its own building. The foundation for the building was laid by the Ryukai founder Yasun Masunaga. The building will be constructed at Budol in Banepa. The hospital provides services to people from the districts of Kavri, Sindhupalchok, Dolakha, Ramechhap, Sinduli and Kathmandu. So far, the hospital has conducted successful eye surgery on 2,300 patients. The hospital, which is being built at a cost of 16 million rupees, will provide service to at least 300 patients on a daily basis. Moving on to some international news, at least 103 people have died after a ferry capsized during a storm in northeastern India. The vessel was reported to be carrying at least 300 passengers on the Brahmaputra River in Assam state. Reports say more than 100 people are missing, while dozens of others either were rescued or made it to safety. It is one of the worst disasters in recent memory. Police officials said it happened in the remote district of Dhubri during heavy winds and rain, and the vessel capsized and broke into two pieces during the storm. Dhubri is about 350 kilometers west of Assam's main city, Guwahati. Troops in Mali, who had earlier launched a coup in March, have exchanged fire with the Presidential Guard in the capital, Bamako. A junta spokesman said guardsmen loyal to ousted President Amadou Toumani Touré were trying to reverse the coup. According to reports, several people were killed in the gunfighting. Clashes continued around the state broadcasting building and several other locations in the capital late into the night. Eyewitnesses said the streets were deserted and electricity was cut in several parts of the city. With that, it's time for another short break. For more news, please stay tuned.
Reliance Cement, Tourism Development Bank, Kavya School, New Bhaneshwar, in association with upcoming news.
Business news brought to you by Global Bank Limited, Sabaika Lagi Bank, Morgan International College, Basundhara, Kathmandu.
The price of cement has skyrocketed once again. The cement producers are saying that the price hike is due to rise in the price of raw materials. A sack of cement that was sold for just 620 rupees a month ago now cost 825 rupees in the market. The increase in the tax and the railway hike in India have contributed to the rise in cement prices. The power crisis has also led to rise in cement prices. Most of the cement factories operating in Nepal are dependent upon clinkers exported from India. The rise in clinker prices and transportation have affected the market price in Nepal. The share market that was showing some positive sign in the previous week has plunged yet again. The NEPSI index fell by 18 points yesterday. The NEPSI index plunged by 18 points yesterday to close the day at 405 points. The index plummeted after there was a sharp rise in the number of people selling their shares. Share transaction worth 100 million rupees was recorded yesterday. Circuit breaker had to be applied twice within an hour of the opening of capital market yesterday. 277,000 shares belonging to 91 companies exchanged hands in the market yesterday. Time now for the sports update.
Sports news brought to you by LG Optimus, powered by Android. Toongram International Academy, Hatigora, Kathmandu. Matrix Energy Drink, energize yourself.
AJW College, Panipokri, Kathmandu.
Nepal has started preparations for the AFC Under-22 qualifiers from yesterday. The qualifiers begins from 2nd June in the capital. ANFA has called 50 players in the first round of selection. The team is being trained by senior coach Krishna Thapa. The chief coach has said that his main emphasis in the initial phase would be on the fitness of the players. Nepal will play against Jordan, Uzbekistan, Yemen and Bangladesh in the qualifying tournament that begins from 2nd June in the capital's Dashrath Stadium. Vincent Kompany's powerful header sealed a 1-0 win for Manchester City over title rivals Manchester United on Monday to put Roberto Mancini's side within 2 victories of English Premier League glory. The Belgian defender rose unmarked just before half-time at the Etihad Stadium to score the decisive. United could not respond as City moved above their neighbours on goal difference with a match at Newcastle United and a home game with strugglers Queen Park Rangers to come. Both sides have 83 points, with City having a superior goal difference of 8, and the momentum is now with Roberto Mancini's side, who have clawed back an 8-point deficit since Easter to move within sight of their first English title since 1968. Time now for the weather update.
Brought to you by Asian Paints Ultima with Color Stay.
news continues on Kantipur television, but for now a reminder of the top stories. Bomb explosion rocks Janakpur, 4 killed and 22 injured. Consensus among parties on state restructuring and system of governance still elusive. At least 103 people killed and over 100 missing in a boat accident in northeastern Indian state of Assam, and English Premier League takes an exciting turn. Manchester City thumbs Man United 1-0.